Hi all, this is Jen. Welcome to my channel. We're going to be continuing our 6x6 paper project series by making this little purse today. First off, I want to give credit to the inspiration whom I got this project from, and that was Darby. She's a fellow YouTuber. Her channel is Rejoice and Create, and I don't believe she used the exact same measurements as what I did, but the project itself, it came from her. So we're going to cut off enough of the paper that we have a 5x5 square instead of 6x6. And then we're going to score on the diagonal. What I did was on my scoreboard, I took a permanent marker and just went all the way down that 3-inch score line. Just so when I line up diagonal projects, I have something to kind of go by, you know, throughout the whole scoreboard. But what we're going to do is take that paper, and on one of the corners you're going to stick it at 3, and then you're going to make sure that it's lined up at the bottom as well, and you're going to score at 4.5. Then just turn it around, and on the opposite side you're going to do the same thing. Line it up at 3, those corners, and score it at 4.5. Then you're going to rotate the paper so that you have the next corner up in the air, and you're going to score at the 2.5 mark and then the 3.5 mark. And that is all the scoring that you have to do. So go ahead and reinforce those score lines. And then when you get to where you're holding it and the bigger flap or the bigger scored area is facing you, you want to cut in on those score lines to make sure that the box folds in correctly. You've got to cut in that way for it to work. So once we get the flaps cut, what you're going to do is take some kind of a straight edge. You can use your ruler, you can use a pencil, you can use a bone folder, but you're just going to kind of curl those sides inward so that it has a curve for the purse. Then we're going to take some adhesive and go on the outside edge of those flaps. There's 4 of them. And then we'll just fold them in on the body of the purse. And let's see here, what else can I tell you about this project? It goes together very quickly. I didn't use a 6x6 paper because it went off the end of the scoreboard. That's why I took it down to 5x5. So we're just going to go ahead and assemble the project by moving those flaps inside. And then what we're going to do is see which side we want to be the front and the back, because at this point they're the same. So when we decide that, you're going to take the back flap and you're going to punch a hole in it, and that's going to be the flap that comes over the front. And then you're going to get a pen or something and mark you a little thing on the front so that you can line up your hole where we're going to put the brad here in a second. Take a pokey tool, or if you want to try to work in a hole punch, you can do that as well. I'm putting a brad through that hole that I just punched very loosely, because we want the hole that we just punched there, we want it to go over that brad. So you don't want the brad super duper tight, because you want the hole to fit over the brad. Now the hole itself was a little too small to go over the brad, so I just took my hole punch and kind of increased the size of the hole by just ever so slightly on either side of that initial hole. I made it a little bit wider. So now we're going to finish it out by putting some handles on. And in Darby's video, she used like a pipe cleaner or a Chanel stem with the wired stem, and she poked holes in it and ran it through, and it was really cute, worked really well. But I don't have any stems on hand that match my paper, so I am going to permanently adhere a handle by using cardstock, and then I have this rhinestone ribbon stuff. Rhinestones are held together with mesh, so I take and put some score tape. This is about a 5-inch strip of that rhinestone ribbon, and I believe my cardstock strip is about 6 inches. And it takes me a second to get this lined up the way that I want it, but once I lay down this strip of rhinestones on my handle, then we're going to attach it to the project. So I go ahead and figure out a good way to lay it down and get it the way I want it. We'll put some adhesive on either end of the handle. And then once we take off that backing, I simply just place the handle inside the box, inside those little triangles. Just place it inside and attach it with your adhesive. You can give your handle a little curve if you want to beforehand with a pencil or a ruler or something, but it curves pretty well just by sticking it on there. and then you can open and close it with your hole in your brad. So it comes out really cute, pretty good size for a treat. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye. If you would like to purchase the products that I use to make these projects, you can find them by going to my Etsy store, Genuine Store. I greatly appreciate your support. Have a great day, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.